3 and 4. I'm going to do just a quick review for you guys. For number 2, forward fold. So we started out, and you guys can just watch unless you feel like practicing. So we started out with the swing underneath our arms. So number 1, we can build on number 1 and go in many different directions. Number 2 is when we come into the forward folds. First, it's the wide straddle forward fold with the elbows hooked and the variations. The variations look like this, right? And so then we can get some strength going. And then second side. So the idea is that we're using the swing in different ways to give people an experience and an example of what's possible. But the forward fold sequence is one of the main sequences that we're going to build upon. So forward fold is just like its name, forward fold, right? From there, and all the different variations, you can come into the floating leaf, down dog, cat's meow, one-legged down dog with the lifts, and then plank, and then the chaturanga, lead elbow, push-ups, upside down dog, handstand push-ups, headstand. So that was the super fast version. But you can kind of get a sense of how the swing can be used in those different variations, and then there's a whole nother advanced sequence that we'll build upon for that. Okay, but forward folds is basically working with the hip flexors. The number 1 is working with the underarms and working on the swing behind the back. Sorry.
I don't know if one of my favorite from that sequence, I don't know if it's the advanced one, is the standing splits.
Yep. So standing splits is in the advanced sequence. I usually offer it in an introductory workshop, but we will get into it. It's something to look forward to.
Good.
So that'll be number 9 in 9 through 12 would be part of the advanced teaching. So we go from standing splits into Ardha Chandrasana, which is half moon. Then from there we come into black swan and some flying poses and all this really cool stuff. But yeah, we do just the one-legged down dog in the beginner.
And I hate standing splits in a normal yoga class, but in a swing it feels so good.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You got gravity, right?
Yeah.
You guys will experience a little bit of that in the workshop tomorrow. I'll incorporate some of that in because it is my favorite too. I do them every day, and standing splits are hard for anybody. But with the swing, it really helps you drop and go deep, relax, get the leg without straining anything. It's pretty amazing.
I remember we did that.
Okay, so we're going to let that pass by. Very loud. So we're just swing behind our back. The first thing I want you to do is just lean back. So we don't want people to just drop straight down. We're going to lean back. Like we came out of the swing for forward folds, we're going to make sure that when we lean back, that it feels like it's in a good spot for us. Okay? Adjust this slightly. Great. Now from here, we're going to walk into our sumo squat. First, we get our forearms ready. So we can hold it. Tuck your pubic bone under. Back, 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 even more. So there is this deep crease here. This is really important. We're actually trying to pull the navel down and the rib cage up to get the space through the front of the torso. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so as much space as possible. Beautiful. Does that feel different?
Yes.
Now we just have to make sure you're not collapsing in the upper body so you get maximum space here too. And then all of a sudden, we're stretching our spine just by pushing our pubic bone back. Just try it. Feel your belly stretch. Did everybody feel your belly stretch? Okay, good. You guys are so funny. One person with the feet wide, one person. Okay, both are totally reasonable. But to see how different, that was great. Now you both match. Right? You both came and matched each other. Thank you. I was like, okay. And I see a lot of variations in the swing. And unless it's like, detrimental to your well-being, I probably won't say anything, except for Sam. Come on, Sam. Sam's going into another sequence, which is part of the black swan. Okay, different sequence. Now from here, and again with excruciating detail, I'm going to share with you how to incorporate the leg loops. And at this point, the leg loops have probably been tested and checked, but if not, this is where we would adjust them. And again, as the swing grows, the leg loops grow, we might have to change our count. We keep our arms wrapped around the swing. This is important. This is our hug. Okay? This is our anchor. A lot of people like to go like this, which is no. This is yeah. That's all you'll probably hear me say, because in that short, like no, yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much my language for teaching people how to keep the hook. No. So they're going to fall out of the swing. Now in this pose, you're not going to fall very far, but if we get into the habit of reaching like that and we're in a flip, it is no, bad. So we're going to with both hands grab for the right leg loop. So we grab for the right side, then we wrap around and grab with both hands. Now that's very important. Can you see, for some people, this might look like the shortest path. So now, again, we're going to use our arms to pull down strongly. Now, with straight arms, you're going to pull the knee up and out to the side. If you don't do that, people are going to go like this and get stuck. Knee up and out to the side, and then get the foot in there. Get the foot in there, not the knee, the foot. So we're doing number 3. 3 is floating Buddha. Everyone just repeat after me with the name floating Buddha. Floating Buddha. So there's all kinds of flying, happy, floaty, Buddha things. So it gets a little confusing. So it's okay to forget the names, but we'll just repeat them so much that floating Buddha is what we call the leg loops at the ankles with the swing behind our back. Okay. So second side. Really good. Nice engagement. So Annie, try getting your knee out to the side. Just for some people, try getting your knee out to the side. It'll be easier. See how they did it. Awesome. Okay, so when I work with people all day long, every day in the swing, these are the places where they get stuck, and so I'm giving you little shortcuts. But if you're with somebody and you're going like this and they can't get their foot up, if you bring your knee out to the side, there's space. So just something to try. We'll go in and out a few times. We'll try next time. Okay, so this is called star. This is called chillaxing arms. Drop your hips, drop your hips, drop your hips. Good adjustments. So from the floating Buddha, we're going to come with chillaxing arms. I'm just repeating the names so that they become familiar. This is windshield wipers. So in windshield wipers, especially because we have so much room, Sam, you okay with the wall there? Maybe do? Okay, good. We're going to play. We're going to swing. All the swagger poses are the wee pose. Whee! Right? We get to swing and fly and float and play, and it's really fun. Now, this also happens to be where people get really seasick. They're not used to this much floating. They can get a little woozy, right? Like being on a boat, and that's okay too. So we want to encourage them to really take it slow. So slow jams, call it, right? So slow jams, where you can get a little bit more crazy in the circle. Beautiful, guys. Okay, good. Come to center. So, again, I will do my best to follow the same sequencing that I have here. Sometimes I like to make things up. It happens. So this is the wide straddle T. Okay. Then we're going to bend, right knee in. Keep your arms wrapped around. Grab with both hands. Pull in strongly. This is our floating pigeon. In floating pigeon, we want to drop our hips. If it's this, you're missing out on the stretch. So drop it down. Thank you, Deidre. And pull in strongly. So notice that our arms are engaged. And if you feel like that's too strong on your arms, you can relax. The more you pull in, beautiful. The more you pull in, the deeper the stretch. Okay, release that one. Let's do second side. Left knee bends, wrap around. And in this pose, we're going to switch it up. We'll do it a couple times. We're going to hold onto the foot and hold onto the knee and drop the hips. So that's another variation. For some people, that might be too much, so holding onto the leg loop would be enough. Right? Just find where your hips are the most happy. See, this is one position. This is square. So square your hips. So this is up. This is down. There you go.
I got it.
Push them up. It's okay. Push your hips up and now pull them down. There you go. So for you, you find your square. And they'll become more from like a rhomboid into a triangle. Awesome. Let's go ahead and release that. Take a break in the middle of the star, open it up, and then go ahead and bend the right knee in. Beautiful, guys. Second side. So let's try pulling the foot in and the knee in here. Square the hips. Good job. See, even that little adjustment. And then we're going to come into the money pose, which is pushing the knee down towards the ground. Now the left hip can lift as the right knee tractions towards the earth. You guys feel the back body? Amazing. Well, that is part of the back body, but I feel it along the iliac crest where the piriformis is, which is this amazing muscle. It might be because mine's really tight, but it's like, ah, that's the money pose. Okay, go ahead and release, nice and slow. Make sure the knees are happy. Go ahead and bend second side and come right into it. So either grab the foot and pull the knee in, that stretches the glutes. And then go ahead and pull the foot in, push the knee down, and notice it gets into a whole different muscle group. Beautiful. Can you breathe a little bit deeper into that hip and let it drop? The more the hip drops, beautiful, deeper the stretch. Okay, great. Go ahead and release. Come back through star position and work with some jazz here. So shake the hands out, palms towards the sky. You can flex the fingers back. Should feel really good. You can swim them overhead. Come back to chillaxing. And then if you like, try some windshield wipers. Oh. So again, whenever you do something that's intense, you go into relax. You guys look so good. Drop the hips as much as you can and initiate the back bend from the upper thoracic. So the arch happens in the upper back, the lower back. The lower back is long and draping down towards the earth, even more. So Annie, I'm always talking to you, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Forever, you're going to hear my voice. Drop the hips.
Well, that's good.
Drop the hips. So down is towards the red lat. Yeah. Beautiful, guys. Okay. Let's come through our side tree from floating pigeon. So from here, if you need to adjust the swing, you can get it lower. Go ahead and just give a little lift. Drop the hips. Let the hips stay heavy the whole time. Take your fingers, put them into your hip flexors, and push down. Thank you. There you go. That's drop the hips. This little bit and this is the difference between a happy back and a not happy back. Seriously. The lumbar and the sacral are locked, and they're going to start to loosen up, but they'll only loosen up if they're strong. So it's okay for you.
I wonder how sandbags would feel.
This part would scream. This part would be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, more weight there. Okay, go ahead and come into our floating pigeon on the right side. Grab with both hands. Take the left hand, walk it up a little bit higher. Push the right leg down towards the earth and put the bottom of the foot on the inner thigh. Now pull the left hand in strongly so the right hand is free to fly. Knee keeps pointing down towards the earth, so push your hips towards me and walk yourself. There you go. Reach up a little bit higher with your left. That way you can pull. Yeah, like that. Head can be on this side. There you go. So side tree can be relaxed, or you can do a flying ninja, which is really extending through the fingertips and the toes and feel like a ninja. Beautiful, guys. Breathe into that. And then we're going to slowly unfurl. So go ahead and release. Come back through center. Just take a pause here in our wide straddle T. Wide straddle T. Go ahead and repeat after me in your head. You need to remember. Wide straddle T. Drop your hips, Deidre. Thank you. Okay, then the left knee in. Grab with both hands. Okay, it's good coming through floating pigeon. Then my right hand's going to reach higher. Push the left knee down towards the earth. This is important to get the foot. The knee has to be down towards the earth. That's why we warm up in pigeon. And then we come into the side tree. And then flying ninja, just feel the difference a little bit. Arm in line with the toes. So get your arm in line with the toes. Annie? Your arm in line with the toes.
Okay.
Straight long line of energy. Push your foot into your inner thigh. Push the foot into the thigh.
Oh, like that. Okay.
There it is. Beautiful. Feel like a ninja.
Yeah.
Da-da-da. Long lines of energy. Beautiful, guys. So, Sam, you can always come into the supermodel, right?
Oh, supermodel. Oh,
Yeah,
I
come
got
into the
this.
supermodel where you bend the elbow and lean your head back into your hand. Like, oh, fine.
Oh, yes.
Sure. Go ahead. All right? So, whenever we need to support our head, we call it supermodel. Good. Nice. And then unfurl. Nice, guys. Everybody did the supermodel. Okay, chillax in arms, windshield wiper it out. A moment to integrate what just happened. So that's how we open up the hips, right? We're having fun and we're playing in the space and then the hips are opening. Like magic. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and try our chill flow. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going to go next. Yeah. Okay, good. So from our star, we're going to come into a namaste. Namaste is where you squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together around the swing, fold into prayer, push your hips up towards the sky and lean back. When you lean back, your forearms are holding your weight. Strong hands at the chest to lift the hips. Open up the neck and shoulders. Let it feel good. Exhale, go ahead and sink the hips down, and inhale and open up, wide straddle. Take a breath here. Beautiful. This is our half flip. Okay, let's try it again. So inhale, wide straddle T. Exhale, star. Star is where you leave your hips heavy, but lean back and open the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together, fold into prayer. Exhale, press your hips up and lean back. Take another breath here. Inhale. And exhale, go ahead and sink the hips down and open it up. Nice. So this is, I created this vinyasa flow, or this chill flow, where how could we do something similar in the swing that is like a repetitive, like up dog, down dog thing, and this is what happens. So this is kind of my version of it. There's a little bit more we're going to add on now. So inhale T, exhale star, inhale, squeeze the arms and legs together, exhale, go ahead and lean back, reverse namaste. Another breath here, inhaling deeply. So exhale, hold on to the swing, and then go ahead and lean back. So when you lean back, the swing will slide down into the waist. Okay, right across the hips. So you can keep holding on if this is a little scary at first, or you're going to inhale and swing the arms out wide and then overhead. Palms are up the whole time. Fingernails are on the ground. Long lines of energy. So from your, squeeze your legs together from your toes to your fingertips, you're draining the energy out of the body. So the best thing you could possibly do for your body is an inverted back bend. Okay? So the swings are particularly powerful for supporting us in back bends and inversions. And in this pose, you get both. So then in ladle, when you're ready to come up, inhale, swing your arms back up, hold on to the swing. Exhale, lift your head up, sink your hips down. You're going to get a nice big high, big head rush, right? So that's coming. You're welcome. First one's free, then I start charging.
What did you say the feet were doing in ladle? Are they squeezing together? Or
And squeeze the legs together. So yeah, let's just watch for a second. I squeeze the legs, see how much engagement. I'm pushing my feet down towards the earth.
Okay.
And then my hands are cleaning away. My fingertips are cleaning away. Palms up. It's not this. So it's this. And so from your toes to your fingertips, you can feel this long line of energy happening. It's not this. Right?
Yeah, that's what kind of naturally happens.
It's like the ninja. It's like a ladle ninja. You can do ladle, but then you can do a ninja ladle, which is just like, you know. Go ahead and do it again. Let me see. I'm just going to watch. Yeah, so keep the legs squeezed together the whole time. I think that would help. And then point the toes towards me. So you're pushing down in the leg loops. Squeeze together. Yeah, so engage but relax. Then put your fingertips away. So your palms are on the ground. Now put your fingertips away from your toes. There you go. Did you feel that adjustment?
Yeah.
Yeah. So squeeze your legs together. Yeah, if that somehow is, so internally rotate your thighs. Yeah. So some people are not squeezing their legs together because it'll actually compress the sacrum if you're used to externally rotating the legs. Internally rotating the legs means you're pushing, you're spreading your sit bones and pushing your pubic bone down towards the ground for like ever. And then from that place, your sacrum spreads space to extend. But if you're like this, then it's squeezing the sacrum.
Sounds like a back dive.
Yeah, it is a back dive. So I like to sometimes watch somebody so I can see where in their body it holds or where it's kind of slouching or where it's engaging. It's really good too. Okay, you guys ready to piece that all together? So inhale, wide straddle T, drop the hips even more. So, Annie, put your fingers on your hips and push them down. Keep them there. With just the upper body, wide straddle T. Okay. Now the lower body stays exactly the same. Just lift your chest. Yes. Just lift your chest. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be aligned. Okay, right? Now from here, squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together, reverse namaste. Fold and press the hips up, back. So inhale, hold on to the swing. Exhale, let it slide down. So it's okay to stay here with the hands on the swing for newbies. And then when you're ready, swing the arms down and overhead. Beautiful, guys. Awesome. So go ahead and inhale, reach up and grab onto the swing. Exhale, sink back down. So feel the pivot points in the body. When the hips drop, the head comes up. When the hips come up, the head comes back. So our pivot point is at the hips. Okay, so this is where we're going to leverage energy. Okay, a lot of people are used to moving from their solar plexus or their waist, and that is a third dimensional reality. We're changing to a heart-centered reality, and we're shifting our whole axes of alignment. And so what we want to learn how to do here, if we were getting more into the physics of the body, is we're actually changing our center of gravity and our center of alignment. So there's two different forces working together. Let somebody say hello. Like, hello, angels. So yeah, so just feel it again. Okay, so we're gonna use this, and I'm just gonna show you what we learned tomorrow when we come into our roundhouse flips. So when we're here, and then we sit and pull ourselves forward, we don't have to use our hands to lift ourselves up. We're actually just dropping our hips, which is lowering our center of gravity, which is going to pull the upper body up. Okay? Now, if we don't learn the pivot points and the physics of the body, we're going to effort and muscle our way through the world. But when we learn how to leverage our power and leverage our energy by using the pivot points, like if you're picking up something, you pick up one end, it's really heavy, but if you pick it up right at the center point, it's much more balanced than lighter. It's like that with the body, too. Okay? Let's try it again. So inhale, wide straddle T. Exhale, star. Open up with that gesture of receptivity, hands towards the sky. Take a breath there. Inhale, squeeze the legs together. Hands to prayer. Press the hips up. Lean back. Exhale, relax into that. Inhale, reach up, grab for the swing. Exhale, let it slide into the waist. Swing the arms down for a ladle. Squeeze the legs together. Point your fingertips away. Palms up. Drain the energy out. You'll feel your face, right? You'll feel your brain. And your brain waves are starting to activate in a new way. This is opening up the endocrine system. It's extremely powerful. Okay, so we swim our arms back up. Inhale up. Exhale, don't use your hands, drop your hips. Drop your hips and feel your head rise. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's try it one more time without using our hands. Lift the hips up and lean back. Slide the hands overhead. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, lift the hips. And lift the head, drop the hips. Drop the hips. Nice. Nice. That's how we're using the whole core engagement, right? You guys make it look so easy. Okay, so swing bada from here. Let's go ahead and bend both knees. Push the bottoms of the feet together. Push the knees up and wide, like Baddha Konasana and swing bada. Swing bada bada. Okay, so hips are higher than normal. They're not low because we have to push the feet together. But you have to keep your knees even. So yes, thank you. Look for the alignment in your body. This looks weird, right? Look for the alignment in your own body, see if you can find it. And then from there, from our knees, we slide our hands down to our ankles and then up the leg loops. As high as you can, push the feet together the whole time. This is your anchor. Press the hips up and lean back. This is flying monkey. It's a world-class favorite. So knees wide, head back, stretch the arms, stretch the front of the neck, stretch the shoulders. Let it feel good. Exhale, sink the hips down and open up. Open up. Keep holding on. No one said to let go. Simon says. Oh, Simon. Mother may I. Simon says one of those. Simon didn't say. Okay, let's try it again. So
press the feet together. Nice strong foundation first. Lift the hips and lean back.
Flying monkey. What is this called? Flying monkey. Feel like a monkey. I realized one of the reasons why the aerial yoga play program is blowing up is because it's Year of the Fire Monkey. And I was like, oh my god, it's my year.
Yeah.
That because it's awesome.
Okay, so inhale, lift your head. Exhale, lower your hips. Yeah. Sink down. So when we hold on, it's a stronger pose, right? Most people get really lazy about it. Just relax the hands. It's okay to let go.
One thing I noticed in this sequence, that the backs of my knees get really, really tender. Is that just something I should be careful of for myself?
Yeah.
Bend my knees more.
It's okay to spread the leg loops out. And again, all these are good questions. Everybody go ahead and spread your leg loops out from the ankles to the backs of the knees. And for anybody, didn't you ask me this in the
Probably,
Hawaii?
yeah, because my knees
Yeah.
are
Well, I had a really bad knee injury in Hawaii. My knee is totally better now, but I really needed to engage through the back of my legs, not to hyperextend my knees. And this is, everything spreads out, right? Isn't that nice?
This is way
It's
better.
way better. It creates a natural bend and support. And so, just because you asked, we're going to do this in the restorative, but if we can get it, the swing also spreads out. So if you can grab just the one front lip, you can pull it down under again. You can do both at the same time, though. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Then you can get the swing underneath you. And so for people who really have trouble with the pressure on their body and they say, you know, it's really bugging me, we listen to that. We don't just say, oh, shut up, kid. Deal with it. You know, this is no longer the 80s. We actually care for our children. Just joking. I mean, we do care for our children now, but anyhow. Keep your arms in, Sam.
Yeah.
I mean, wrapped around.
No, it was full.
Yeah,
You're so upright.
because you just have to sit up into it. Yeah. Mine's a little bit more under my bum. So you use both hands, stretch it down. Yes, Sam's in a wrestling match now. Somebody, this thing is winning, for sure.
It just doubled up.
Yeah, I know, it does that. There you go. Now you can hold on, so look at me, I'm holding to the front lip of the swing to pull myself straight up and down. You're leaning back a little too much, Annie. Yeah. So arms can be higher. So that's how we sit straight up and down, right? And we're just underneath our bum a little bit so we can get a little bit more sway, right? So this is windshield wipers with the swing stretched out and with our legs extended. Some people need this.
Oh,
I know.
This is like
Way
cushy.
better. Yeah, you're like,
Good thing on your own.
sweet. Yeah, sweet. I know. You're like, this is my kind of exercise. So front edge. Reach around and grab for the front edge of the swing as high as you can, Sam.
And do what?
Reach as high as you can.
Up here,
for the
yeah.
front edge. Yeah, just look at your neighbors. So you're sitting straight up and down more. That's why. Yeah. So reach up a little bit higher.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So we're not lounging back. I mean, there is, in the restorative, we will do lounges, but I just wanted to show you that is a nice way. So let's go ahead and let it bunch. So we're just going to pick ourselves up and let it bunch again. There you go. Get it off the little bum. Teacher, keep your tongue in. Oh, I missed you. Okay, so now let's try it. Let's push the feet together. Okay? Let's go ahead and reach up as high as we can on the leg loop. So not the swing. If you get confused, touch your knees and slide up. Okay? Now you just bunch the leg loops in your hands, push the feet together, knees are going to stay wide and lean back. So that's a version of flying monkey with the leg loops extended. Keep holding on, don't let go. Sink your hips down. Go ahead and open up wide. Exactly. Really good, guys. So there are many, many, many different ways for us to adjust and make some changes for people. Let's go ahead and chillax the arms and come into some windshield wipers. So we're almost done with the sequence. Again, we're going very, very slow, but I want to really get into all the intricate details. I'll stop saying excruciating. Intricate details so that we really get it. So obviously we could do all this a lot faster, but we're not really doing the speed thing. We're going into the nibbles. Beautiful, guys. Okay, so I am going to show you a little bit more dynamic strength here. flying monkey, you could just be done. We're just chilling, right? That would be beginner. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and keep it extended and bunch it up over the arch of the foot too. So just pull it down so it covers the arch of the foot as well. Okay? Now, you can do this with a bunch of the ankles, but we're just using this because it's fun. Okay? So, swing bana, flying monkey. Now this time, you're going to pull yourself up. See if you can pull yourself up. You might need to reach a little higher. It's okay to reach on top of the mat, depending on how long your leg loops are, but hold on. Okay?
I'm going to skip this one because the last time I did it just yesterday, it hurt this left knee that lost you.
So we're going to do legs. That's why we hook it onto the ankles. So we're going to extend our legs. Yep. And we're just going to do a couple bicep curls. So go ahead and sit down and come back up. You can hold on to one side or both sides. Find a comfortable position for your hands. So wide straddle bicep curls.
I thought you were going into flying butterfly.
Okay. Really good, guys. Now I'm going to hold on. I'm just holding on to one side, but you can hold on to both sides. I'm going to press my hips up towards the sky with wide legs and lean back for wow. Wow. Okay. Bring the W. Beautiful. So that's a nice way to stretch with the legs straight. So teacher, it's always good for you to follow along just because we are looking at you in the back when we're upside down. Okay? We can do all kinds of variations from here. Just see. The other way to do this, I'm just going to show you guys with the bunched up version. So you pull yourself up and do your wide straddle, and then I would twist, right? So everyone try to make an X and twist your leg loops so they're Xing at your ankles. And then when you pull, you can go further upside down. So with them extended, you can't go as far. Beautiful. So that's more dynamic strength, which is, in the sequence, harder, right? I would skip this if we have people who are having difficulty with ladle. We're not going to try to do the wow, because they're like, what? This is not for me. But eventually, I might even show them what you can do, because this is something you can look forward to. So, and then you just go back. Yeah, and then you just lay back. Beautiful, guys. Now we're going to skip B here with the one leg variations. We're going to come back to that after our break. We have plenty of time. We'll probably actually go to 4 and then take a little break so that way we have enough time until 5:45. So we'll see how we're feeling. I have to get one of my shakes in for the plan, so I'm like calculating. So now we're moving into number 4. We're just going to skip 3B for now. And we're coming into chillaxing pose. So elbows out wide, chest is leaning up towards the sky. Yeah, hips are heavy. That's great. That looks really good. Nice. So chillaxing, right? Like it sounds. You can lean back a little bit more, Deidre. Go ahead and lean your head back into your hands. Beautiful. There it is. Feel the difference? Yeah. Okay. You guys just stay where you are. We're just going to come into my turning the page. Yeah. Beautiful, guys. Now from here, I like to come into the chill flow, which is a little bit different. We're gonna tee the arms. We don't say wide straddle, right? Because they're at the knees. We just tee the arms. And then come into a floating child. So you're gonna wrap your arms around and dive in. When you dive in, rest your head on the nape of your hand. Just let yourself bow towards your navel. Oh, you can round your back here. It's a great place to hang out if you ever need a break. Floating child. And then go ahead and inhale and expand for star. So it's very similar. Hips heavy. Hips heavy. Down with the hips. Press your pubic bone down, down, down. Thank you. Open up your arms, palms towards the sky, and just receive. And then exhale, go ahead and sink back down. Keep your eyes closed for this one. Wrap around. Return to your floating child. Feel the nourishment happening in your body for this restorative sequence. And then inhale, expand again for start. Let it go good. Add a little jazz hands in there. Shake it out. Now we're going to squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands together, straight legs. It's a different feeling. Push up. Notice you don't go as far in the reverse namaste with the leg loops at the knees. That's okay. It's like a baby one. And then exhale, sink back down, lift it up for the T. Beautiful. A little bit easier, right? When we get the leg loops closer to the center point of the body, it's more beginner. When we push them out away from center, it's harder. That makes sense, right? Even though I'm teaching you 3 before 4, you'll see why. So we're going to move into bow from here. Inhale, take the arms. Exhale, child's. So we go in first, we round in first, and then we blossom. Star. Beautiful, guys. From star, go ahead and squeeze the legs together, squeeze the hands into prayer, push the hips up, knee back. And then for ladle, hold on to the swing. Go ahead and lean back so much the swing will slide into the waist. Now notice you really have to drop your upper body weight. Right? If you don't drop your weight, the swing won't slide. Beautiful. Now if you want to let go of the swing, go ahead and bring your hands down to the ground. Drain from the toes to the fingertips. Long lines of energy. Is everybody squeezing the legs together? Almost everybody? There we go. All right. Let's pull it up one more time. So inhale, reach up for the swing. Exhale, drop the hips. Head comes up, sink down. All right, I'll open the door again. You guys are like, I'm so good at this. Your game. Stamps are right in here. His barometer is his facial color. All right. We're at about 85. We're going to bring it down. That's good. We'll get a nice breeze in here. Take a break whenever you need to, but try to stay with it if you can. One more, and we're going to add a bow pose. Now, bow, with the swing at the waist, is going to create space for the lumbar spine. So it's not about compressing the lower back. It's about opening the heart. Okay, so see if you can create that spaciousness with the upper body and initiate your back bend from the upper thoracics and arch from the heart. And see if you can keep the lower back relaxed. So most people, when they do bow or back bends on the ground, are punching their lower back. Okay, so let's just keep that in mind. Inhale, T. Exhale, floating child, round in. Inhale, blossom for star. Inhale. Lengthen arms, lengthen legs, lean back. Beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and squeeze the arms and legs together. Bend. Press the hips up towards the sky and lean back. So reverse namaste. We pause. And then we inhale, reach up for the swing. Exhale, bring weight to the upper body. Swing the arms down. Ladle. And now from here, we're going to bend the knees. Swing the arms back. Either reach towards the ankles or go ahead and grab them if they're there. Only if they're right there. Now push your hips up towards the sky. Lift the heart. And pull your feet away from your chest. So you're lengthening the arms for this one. Big back bend. Let the bow feel good. Only go as far as it feels good for today. Nice. Good job, guys. And then go ahead and release the feet. Inhale. Reach up for the swing. Exhale, go ahead and sink the hips down, lift the heart, head rise, and take all of that in. It's pretty deep, yeah? Such a huge, let me tell you what's happening. Such a huge opener for the front of the spine, which is what we've been doing this whole time. But what happens with this kind of activation and the stimulation of the front of the spine is it's starting to turn on the chakras. It's starting to turn on the endocrine system. And this idea of going back and forth, which is what they're doing in yoga, we just have a more intense version, right? Because we're getting all of this space and all of this length. And so then you're going to get this movement along the front of the spine. And then this massive amount of blood and oxygen going to the brain, which is really stimulating the crown. Okay, so whenever you need to come down and ground, it's 100% okay to really integrate that energy. But I think we're good. Do you want to do one more bow, or are you guys good? You good?
I'm not going to do a bow for a minute.
Oh yeah, just take it nice and slow.
I actually grew a quarter of an inch. I've grown a quarter of an
Yeah,
inch.
from doing this, I know, it's really true. It's really amazing. So, basically what we're going to do from here after the back bend is we're just going to come through skydiver, and then we will have, an easy time with dancing Shiva. So this is our only inversion.
What numbers are we on?
We're number 4. He doesn't know that we're me. Okay.
We're on. Oh, I see. Okay. Skydiver. Cool.
So number 4 is the chillaxing sequence.
Yep.
So we can tee the arms if you want to do it one more time together. Exhale, go ahead and stay in floating child or just visit here. And then inhale, blossom for star. So get the names down. Namaste. So squeeze the arms together, squeeze the hands together. Reverse namaste. Push the hips up towards the sky. Hold on to the swing. Lower the acrobatic ladle. Swing the arms overhead. Stay here if this is enough of a back bend or bend the knees. Once the knees are bent, swing has to be in a sweet spot. You feel that? Cross the hips, and then the feet are going to pull away from the hands. So you hold on to the ankles and then you pull. And you lengthen the heart, lengthen the toes, lift the hips towards the sky, and you're going to big bow. Release the ankles, reach up for the swing. Inhale up, exhale, lower the hips. So every time I go up and down, I'm massaging my back with the swing. See what I mean?
Right up and down.
Yeah, I'm tractioning the whole spine. So let's just try that part. And this is also a part, like we do a lot of core activation in the intermediate that we're not doing today. But I want you to just hold on to the swing, push the hips up towards the sky, lean back, and let that be a nice massage all the way back. Okay, and now use your core. This could be a sit-up, where we lift the head, lower the hips, and get the core activation as well as the massage up and down the spine. It's really nice. So we can slow all of that way down in a session. If that's where we're going to work with somebody. If somebody comes in with lower back pain and you can tell that it's because their core is completely disengaged, then we would spend a lot of time really getting the whole torso, getting awareness in that part of the body that seems to be kind of disconnected. And you also see the rounded shoulders with that kind of thing. So all of this opening, heart-centered space, opening and lengthening, and all that is a lot for people, and it's very vulnerable to open up the front of the body for them. It's not just, emotions and heart. It's literally the chakra system that encompasses system and all those consciousness codes that are connected to it. Whenever you need a break, you come back into chillaxing. And just sway it out from side to side. Let it feel good. Just deep breaths. Stay there, and then we're going to move into the second part of the sequence, which I've called Silver Spoon recently. So we will go over the names, but I'm just going to close these on this side since we have some trucks coming through. We'll open them again if we need, but for now, quiet always. Doing okay? Mm-hmm. This one be closed. Okay. Ooh, crazy woman. Interesting. Okay, so from here, similar to what we were just doing, we're going to open up the hips. So we hold, from our T, our T arms, we're going to reach forward. So reach for your knees if you get confused and slide up. So a lot of people will go like this. This is the swing, these are the leg loops, and so you have to ask them to reach forward and up. So go ahead and round in for the floating child. And then we inhale, it's opening up the knees, we do a little bicep curl, you have to reach up high enough. And we sink into it. So this is a lot for people. So exhale, go ahead and squeeze. Inhale, open and lift. So we don't lift so much that we lose the alignment, we just lift enough that we can push the pelvis forward and open the knees. Really good, guys. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift. Okay.
Is that what you call silver spoon?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like you're bending a spoon back and forth.
Okay, that's what I have here, so that's good.
It's really a sound effect, but it's hard to document a sound effect. So from here, we're going to play with pressing our chest forward and coming back. So just go a little bit further. Now this is really intense for people, so we can hang out here for a while. Sam, don't make that face, okay? Smiles. Okay, good. So after we get here, then we can balance and use our arms in front of the leg loops, palms facing me. Good, and keep the chest open.
So as we continue, you guys are doing great. As you continue to push your pelvis, I know, see that's the pose. This one is like, so it's the opera. So go ahead and bring the feet together. This is skydiver. So why is that arm higher than the other? Even it out. The other way. There you go. Let's create that awareness in the space. Beautiful. Why don't you go ahead and lift your left arm a little? Yes. Not that much. All right. Yeah. Just keep going. Okay, good. So create as much alignment as you can. Shoot the energy out through your fingertips. Push your pelvis down towards the ground. Knees are wide, feet are together. And then bend the elbows. When we bend the elbows, then we land in our flying butterfly. So that's how we go from skydiver to flying
Are we
butterfly.
hooked on the elbows? Am I too far?
Nope. You got it. Oh, yeah, elbow hook.
So the arms are the difference between skydiver and butterfly.
That's right. Yeah. So we can do skydiver like this too, if we were going to do it. It's also called flying squirrel. But skydivers, yeah. That's good. So in flying butterfly, we sink. So we try to soften. We even let our head drop. There's very few poses where I will allow that lack of alignment with the spine, but just let everything drop. What is engaged is the elbows, right? We have one part that's holding us on. And even our knees are relaxed, but the legs are wide and moving apart from one another. Okay, good. So we're going to reverse. Pull your feet down towards the ground. Sink your hips back. Pull on your arms to land it. Pull your feet down towards the ground. Sink your hips back. Yeah. So you see how the feet can come down? That's very common. People get stuck like a little bug.
Yeah. It's like a little.
Okay. So leveraging the energy. Go ahead and come and teach Alexa and hang out there.
So Jen,
Yes?
I just wanted to see how that felt with the leg loops.
Yeah, we're going to do that together.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yes.
what we're going to do now is we're going to try it in what I call high diver. So high diver is for people whose hips aren't quite that open yet, and they make that face like they're the wishbone at the turkey dinner when you ask them to pull their hips apart. They're like, what? You can tell by their eyebrows how open their hips are. Okay, so go ahead and spread the leg loops out. You're going to lift your hips slightly to get the leg loops. We spread it out from the ankles to the knees, and now we're spreading it out from the knees all the way up to the top of the hips. Okay, so we have to hold on, that's really good. So we're wrapping our arms around and holding the outside of the leg loops. Really good. So now we can balance a little bit easier, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would say that this would be when the leg loops are spread out and covering more surface area, it would be more beginner. That's why I don't show this first, because then I wonder if somebody do it the other way. They're like, this is great. Yeah. So then our hands come in front, leg loops. We always keep it around the swing. Keep our anchor good. Palms face each other. We start to bend the knees and press the hips forward. Really good. Now, Sam, it is a little bit easier if you have pants on, just so you know. But yes, it should feel better on the circulation. And for people who have any sort of stagnation in the legs, you'll see it in the lymph system. So you're still a little bit crooked, honey.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
I find once you're used to it, the hammock, you don't feel it. But the first couple of months I felt it. Oh,
Yeah,
it's like, oh
exactly.
my God, it's like having diapers
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, it actually starts to release the connective tissue, and it's not so intense. It's a little bit better. Like you're banking to the other side.
I need like a mirror, so I can't.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's the. I don't know
yeah. It's everything. It's all right. We'll be fine. Okay. I think it's also the leg loops are just slightly different because of the carabiners. See how the ceiling is a little bit. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
we have to kind of adjust for all of that. So
what- Okay.
tons of geometry in the body, tons of geometry in the room. So we do the best
Do
we
you
can.
find if the calibers are like the same direction, and if one's going one way and one's going the other way,
Oh, that
it makes
doesn't
it
matter.
No?
No, I'm talking, yeah, no. We don't change same distance. Okay, so we're going to lean into flying butterfly, bend the elbows, hook, elbow hook. Thanks. So it might just be the way your body is, and that's totally fine, teacher, but do you see how much further apart my elbows are than yours are?
I think it's upper body strength.
I don't think so, but just notice that you can actually keep your elbows apart and don't let them slide together as much. Yeah, stay a little bit more engaged. Thank you. Thank you. Good. And now what we're going to do is pull the feet down towards the earth. Pull the feet down. Down, down, down. This way, keep your knees bent. Down, yeah. push your hips back and pull with your arms. Keep your feet down towards the earth. It has to be down. Okay, so just practice that a few times because you're going to have to teach people who are going to get stuck. Right? It's one thing to do it yourself.
Stuck in the
And then, yeah, so pull the feet down towards the earth.
Is it cheating if you put your
I
toes down?
Yeah, my toes.
It's not cheating, but it is different.
But I don't know how to do it.
You know, we could say that using the swing is cheating altogether. You know, I have an electric bike, and bikers ride by, and they're like, cheater, and I'm like, cheating who? I'm having so much fun. So no, you can do whatever
Their
you need.
ego is cheated.
Exactly.
Like, don't be jealous.
So watch me, I pull my feet down towards the ground because my hips are my pivot point. So to get my hips back, I have to rock back, and then my upper body will follow. So just try that a couple times. I want you to rock forward, and then rock back. Lengthen the leg loops out so they're closer to your knees. You have to bring your feet down. Bring your feet down. Please just try it that way. So that way you'll get it in the body mechanics. I'm going to have that
not
here.
down.
Well, no, I wouldn't keep repeating.
I know. I feel
So
down.
hold on to the leg loops to come forward. Yeah. Come and do it like butterfly. Okay, lean forward. Lean forward. Okay, I'm going to help you. Okay, just don't kick me. No,
I won't.
pull your feet down towards the earth.
Oh.
Sink the hips back.
How easy was
I
that?
know, it's pivot points.
Oh my god.
I know, the feet kept going back and up, so there's no way your hips could go back. Let's try it one more time. Okay, it's really good. Come forward. Okay, good. Bend the elbows. Okay, so you're going to pull your feet
down.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, you feel that? Yeah. Free energy, right?
Yes.
So nice to feel
That's
in.
why you're a physicist.
I know. Start there. First, you have to get a degree
Okay.
in being swing. Now, so this is what we want to teach with people in the bodies, and sometimes, so we all learn by entrainment. That's why I really like to practice with you guys, besides the fact that I find it boring to walk around with my hands behind my back and use words to try to describe things that are kinesthetic. But if somebody is having trouble getting it in their body, it is okay to put your hands on them to try and guide them. As long as they're not wrestling with you or resisting, just a little push in a direction will help their body get it.
And help the memory.
Yes, so we're changing the cellular memory by coming in contact with them. But those that are body workers over here already get that. But, you know, it's just important to realize that that's all it would take sometimes. There's no amount of words for their mind to get it. I'm not talking to their mind, I'm talking to their body. And their body will get it. We're going to awaken that body intelligence, which is what's so great about this practice. I'm not saying you can't learn that in other practices. I'm just saying the way I designed it with that intention makes all the difference in people getting it. So, sweetie, it really is just these off by like an inch because of just the way that it's hanging. But if you want, I can help fix that a little. Do you want me to adjust it? Sure. Okay, let me show you some tricks I do. So let's just take this one off, just one. So you can say. Okay, great. So there are a couple different ways that you can do this. I usually would just come up and do this, and just pull one side up, and now you can try it, and that'll usually make the difference. But go ahead and see if that did it. And it might be too much now.
Wait, what did you do?
I looped one side.
It feels higher than this one.
Yeah. So if that's too much, then we try something else, right? And so I usually just play with it until I play with it until I find the place where everything feels just right. So let's take this one out too. So if you stay seated, it's a little bit easier for me to adjust it coming straight up and down. Yeah. So I think we just stay seated in the swing. So yeah. So you can easily come in and out. So we have to test it a couple times. Right, so I'm going to bring this one down. Try that. Talk about infinite ways to play. We'll get it. Let's just put them behind the knees so I can see. Feels better. Yeah, it was bugging me, and I was like, oh, that's a little bit better. So yeah, so we can do a little bit of shimmy back and forth, and it might.
So you ended up putting this one up a notch?
No, I left that one where it was. I brought this one down and then hooked the extra just one side.
Okay.
So there are little minor adjustments that you can do in the swing in all these little secret spots where I made it that way. So, you know, if the swing itself isn't off, but if we're hanging from a tree, right, and the branch goes down, so we have to bring one side higher, right, to make it even, and we just find it, you know, until it feels good in the body. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more, just a little half hour. That looks better. Yeah, great. If it feels good, it's right. If it doesn't feel right, then it's not right. You know, we just make adjustments. Like I make all kinds of little micro adjustments with the swing, and you're just like any relationship. You're just going to gain a sense of those like idiosyncrasies, right? When your partner, you're like, oh God, here we go. You know, the way they do, like the swing is your partner. You know, and the swing will have its little idiosyncrasies. So let's go ahead and spread it out again. We're going to do the easy version for dancing Shiva, and then we're going to do the more challenging version. Okie dokie. So, dancing Shiva. So the first thing I like to do is the splits. Okay, so splits is with the legs wide, and you can have the leg loops spread out, and this would be easy splits, right? If we want to make the splits harder, we're going to take our hands on the insides, thumbs pointing towards me. Keep your arms wrapped around the swings at all times. So both hands wrapped around both leg loops, thumbs pointing towards me, and thumbs pointing away from me, pardon me.
Away from you.
Towards you.
Towards the walls.
They're pointing away from me.
Like
right
from
now.
the person, from us.
Oh yeah.
Pointing
Okay.
away.
And then go ahead and try and straighten. So you didn't get both sides.
Oh, both sides.
And then the thumbs have to point away. Yeah. Yes! So this is called hummingbird.
Now I come up way off my swing.
Well, the legs have to come wide because it's a split. Put your hands higher.
Whoa.
Mhm.
Can't straighten my elbows.
Yeah, it's supposed to be hard. So anyhow, it's supposed to be splits.
It's a strong
You can do
push.
one at a
One
time.
one at a time is
Strong
easier for us.
So, the one at a time is called bow and arrow. Right?
It's not happening for me.
It's okay. It is definitely a strong pose. Let's go ahead and bunch so usually I teach this with it bunched up. And it is actually a little bit easier. It's very strong. So we hold on to both leg loops, not one. Okay? So I pull myself up, I straighten my arms, and I straighten my legs. So I stay seated. Drop your hips. Yeah. Woo! Is that nice? Here we go.
It's a big stretch.
It's a big stretch. Pull your shoulders down and then push the arms away. Arms are straight. Hands are level with the shoulders. Where are your shoulders? Okay. Yeah, beautiful. And really nice point your toes. Pretty lines. Beautiful. All right. All right, chillax.
I have a sauna for the night. I already bought Epsom salts.
So, well, but Jim, I'm curious, like, what was I doing that I couldn't do it with the, I don't get why it wasn't.
You were lifting your hips up.
Huh.
So if your hips come up, your feet come down. Instead of your hips down, your feet come up so that you're in a wide straddle. So you were like this. Instead of like this.
Yeah, but when I did the wide straddle, the swing was not under my shoulders anymore. That was why I shifted my hips, because the swing wasn't under my shoulders anymore.
Well, the way you get the swing under your shoulders is you drop down.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's try it again. So now you know what it's supposed to look like. With the leg loop spread, it's actually a little bit harder, although you could just do this, right? So you could just pull both sides, honey. Yeah. You could pull, just pull this away instead of pushing. So we're push or pull. So you guys are both lifting your hips too high. Yeah, sink back. Good. Yeah. It's harder if you sink back. So lean back into it instead of leaning forward. Instead of this, come straight up and down. Yeah, good. Yeah. Just sink your hips down. Yeah. And now try to push. So the leg loops are going to want to gather and push.
It's a lot of strength.
Yeah, it's a lot of strength. There you go. You can do one side. That's great. So see how high your hips are? Sink your hips down and lift your feet up. So that's how you straighten the arms.
So am I just weak? That's why I can't do
Now
it?
see, so you're like this. So come on down. It's not weakness, it's just stacking the bones. And the hands have to be right underneath the shoulders. It's a strong pose.
I know, I'm
Yeah.
just strong. I can do
That
it.
looks better.
Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah, but it's still, I'm like, why can't I do this?
Well, let me help. Let's just try it together and see if you can get the alignment.
Well, I know my adductors aren't very good at that.
Well, like walking, buddy. Alright.
This is my easy standing version.
Sumo spot version.
Sumo version.
You're the elbows.
On the side
Okay,
of my
sit back.
adductors with the
Right there. Yeah. Lean into me.
Well, I'm trying
like, that's
to
nice.
find that
There it is.
spot.
So your hands should be just a little bit higher, but that's close. That's good. Sink into it a little bit more right there. Yeah. There it is.
Oh.
Yeah, that looks way better. There it is. See? Your hands are a little low. I like it shoulder height, but it is really strong. So we try to compensate by bringing the hands up or down. And it's right here. And you like, there you go. You can do one at a time. Sink back. There you go. So that's all this?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So sometimes again, like I'm looking at their body and I'm telling them to drop their hips, but the pelvis wasn't rotating. And so you really want to be straight up and down.
Wouldn't you have
Tickle you at the same
you,
time.
you skipped the in the sequence you skipped the one leg part where you kind of do half of this with one leg grounded, right? Didn't we
So,
skip that? It's kind of like this.
We're getting into,
But would you have done that normally in a sequence?
well, this is dancing Shiva, so that is that sequence. So we're working up to that. That's the high diver version.
Oh, but I mean the single leg lunge.
Yes, we're working up to that.
Okay,
We're going to do it next.
all right.
Yeah.
But like in a workshop,
In a workshop, we're going to do it next.
so
Not yet.
you would do it like this in a workshop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we came from chillaxin, and we just got done doing our chill flow and skydiver and flying butterfly, and then we would try hummingbird. So we would try doing the splits and then try straightening the arms, which is really hard. And then from here, we would keep holding onto our leg loops. We're going to bend the right knee and shift onto the top of the left.
Oh, to the left, or you do the left side?
So bend the right knee
Oh, bend the
and shift onto the top of the left. Yeah, you had it. So this is really hard for people. So even this pose is really hard for people. So here are the variations. So we come back. We're kind of pausing or stalling to wait for Tirza. We spread the leg loops out. We hold on to the outer edge. So instead of grabbing the whole leg loop, just reach for the outer edge. Both of them. And then we're going to shift. Let's do the left leg. So bend the left knee and shift onto the top of the right. So shimmy. So shimmy on top so that you're on your quad. Shimmy a little. That's it.
Okay. Go all the way over.
Yeah, good. So when we roll onto the top of the quad, we're actually squaring the hips.
Right,
Square the hips
square
a
that.
little bit more, Sam. Yeah. And then the other version, which Sam was talking about, is you can actually just ground the left foot and let the leg loop slide up into the groin on the right. A little traction action there. So now we're in a lunge, a side lunge, where we can actually ground one leg, and then you can play with like pushing and pulling in the space a little, which feels really good. Okay, this is for people that have really tight hips and that floating would be too uncomfortable. So hardest position would be with the swing bunched up the knee. Okay, and then we can do the one where it's spread out, or we can do the one where it's actually bunched up at the groin. Well, we were talking about before, when we move the swing towards the center of the body, it gets easier. When we move away, obviously, this at the ankle would be the hardest,
Yeah.
which would not be that great. I wouldn't do it with my knee, but people do it. Should be full Hanuman.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try that again. Let's take it from the top. We're going to keep the swing bunched up at first. Let's go ahead and get comfortable. Straight out from side to side. And now go ahead and reach the arms wide, T. Hold on to the leg loops as high as you can. Really good. Okay, bend the right knee. Shift onto the top of the left. You have to kind of shimmy. Square the hips. Good. So this is a floating lunge. I also call them lounging. Lounges. Nice. Okay, so if we push the left arm away, we get a great shoulder stretch. So our body is actually facing to the right. Beautiful, guys. Okay. Now go ahead and come back. So we're just going to round about through center and spread the leg loops out so they cover the entire thigh. Now make sure they stay close to the knee, because that's key. But stretch them all the way to the upper thigh. So hold on to the leg loops again. Let's bend the right knee and shift onto the top of the left. You'll notice that's a little bit easier for people, especially if they have a lot of sensitivity behind the legs. Now the other version is to let the left foot come to the ground and just let it gather up into the groin. Make sure it's in the sweet spot, because there is a sweet spot. There's a spot that's not so sweet. So, and then this leg can stay extended. I like to always like push and pull in the space and just play with that we feel like. So it just doesn't have to stay bunched up. It's pretty comfortable, for me at least, with it there. But if somebody wants to just stay, this is a nice way to get the hip, you know, like a warrior two position. You can play with the pushing and pulling that way. Nice, Deidre. Doesn't that feel good? Keep your arm wrapped around the swing. Thank you. Just for teaching purposes, we always want to have our anchors. And then come on back. So let's do, it's called a roundabout when I go from one side to the other, the little circular things in London. A roundabout, I guess I have them here too now. So second side, reach forward, bend the left knee, roll it to the top of the right. We're going to do it the most advanced way. So shimmy your hip down towards the ground a little bit more so you're right onto the top of the quad. You just have to shimmy. Good. Okay, great. Now from here, let's, instead of trying to spread it out, let's just pull the right foot down towards the earth and see if you can get it to slide up. Depending on your pant material, it'll slide better than others. It's okay. And just notice we can come into a grounded version. Beautiful. Try pushing. Just variations. So a gazillion variations that you can do here and there, but that will help open the hips. Keep squaring the hips. Good. Beautiful, guys. Okay, so back to center. Just relax for a minute. So now we're going to get into the dancing Shiva. Those are the lunges. So we can do lunges with the leg loops scattered at the knees. We can do it with them spread out over the entire length of the thigh, or we can bring one up into the groin and one at the knee and do the grounded version. So we were getting there. And that's how I would teach it, in that order. Bunched up at the knees until somebody complains, spread it out, and then if somebody really needs to come down and ground, do a beginner version. That's totally okay. So dancing Shiva is more challenging. Like I said, this is number 4. So this would be the most challenging. We just work with people's individual needs. It's okay. We're going to hold on to the leg loops with both hands. Bend the right knee, shift onto the top of the left thigh. Make sure you square the hips first. Okay? Bend the left knee. This is dancing Shiva number 1. Maybe this is as far as somebody goes. If you can reach for the foot, grab for the foot. This is okay too. So thumb pointing up towards the sky, grab the other side.
The other side.
Okay, great. So always keep the shoulder open. It's okay if that leg loop spreads out on that leg. Or we can bend the elbow and get the foot into the elbow crease. And then the full dancing Shiva is the little flourish. Beautiful. So release. We're going to do the roundabout. That's strong.
Yeah.
Try our second side. Bend the left knee, shift onto the top of the right. Feel free to do the variation where you spread the leg loop out if you need to. And then go ahead and grab for the foot. Thumb points up towards the sky. Other way. So we keep the shoulder open. And then bend the elbow and get the foot in there. So this is a strong stretch. So it has to be spread out. And then go ahead and balance if you want to try balancing. So we have to pull the energy towards center and at the same time let the hips spread apart.
It goes on the outside of the ankle.
Let me come help you for this one. So go ahead and come out with relaxing if you're feeling like you want to take a break in between. And just everyone kind of get into the habit. So let's spread this out for you. Okay, good.
And then this way.
Wrap up. Yes. So that is, your thumb is up, but that's really awkward.
Okay,
There's
so
another way.
okay, I'm a little dyslexic, so.
That's all right. It's so what is comfortable on the shoulder? What would keep the shoulder open? Okay. Good.
Okay.
Keep leaning
Yeah, that's
forward.
comfortable.
Keep leaning forward. Lean forward. Pull forward. Pull forward with your weight. So you're leaning back. Lean forward. Lean forward.
It won't go anymore.
You can do it. Just lean forward. You're spring-loaded, I know.
Yeah.
So dancing Shiva is the most challenging of the sequence. All right, now relax into it. Take some deep breaths. Yeah, that was really deep. So whenever we do something intense, we do something relaxing. We keep the expansion. So otherwise we get into a mode of contraction. All right, just take a little break. If you want to stretch it out and put it in cocoon, go ahead. I'm just going to take a little pause.
Yeah, I want that.
Oh, Mom.
I love that so much.
Yeah. Did she mention we were doing restorative this time today? Oh, like, what's restorative?
Yeah, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the length of time in backbending and inversions in the swing workshop class was pretty intense. And good.
Building up.
We're here.
My feet look more like my mother's feet all the time. I know. It's like I don't want my toes to curl up like that.
Oh, I've been going through that for years. I go to a podiatrist and say, there's something wrong with my feet. So now I wear foot socks. That's sort of.